Hey everyone, this is Taylor, coordinator of secondary digital learning for Birdville ISD. I'm so excited that you've joined us here for this webinar as a part of our series called the Innovative Learning Bites. We are here as a team, the Birdville Nest, to provide innovative, empowered learning to our teachers and those that we connect with all around the world. I hope that you enjoy these webinars that are coming your way, and we look forward to connecting with you on social media, either on Twitter or on Facebook. Birdville ISD employees, remember, you need to join the Innovative Learning Bites Canvas course to learn more about earning your badges. Those of you not associated with Birdville ISD, thank you for being part of our learning community. We look forward to connecting with you soon. For now, let's jump in to our next Innovative Learning Bite.
It's great to see you. This is Toni Highlander from the Digital Learning Department, and I am your host for Chrome Extensions today. I have a special guest joining me as co-host, Shelly Lansford. Shout out, Shelly.
Hey
So
everyone.
we're gonna kind of dive right in and show you a couple of our favorite extensions, and then there's going to be an opportunity for you to share with us as well. If you already have a favorite Chrome extension, you can drop it in the chat and we'll kind of monitor there, or maybe a little bit later we will have you unmute your mics and tell us about some of your favorites as well. We really wanted to focus our time today on some extensions that might help you right now as you're doing remote learning. So if you aren't familiar with Chrome extensions, what they are is just a little tool that you can add to the Chrome browser to make things easier or better. Really is all it does. So we are going to dive in and get started. I'll go ahead and share my screen and then show you a little bit about Chrome extensions. As we go, if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat, and Shelly and I will kind of be checking on the chat throughout. So looks like I'm screen sharing. Hopefully everyone can see that. I will get out of this tab if I can. There we go. So Chrome extensions, like I was saying, are just little tools that you can add to Google Chrome. And I actually removed the ones I wanted to show you today so I can show you how to add them. And I am just going to go to a new tab and do a quick Google search for the first one. So the first extension I want to show you is one of my favorites, just kind of a fun one, but it's Bitmoji for Google Chrome. And so if you know what a Bitmoji is, Bitmoji Chrome extension. Now, in order for this to work, you do have to have the Bitmoji app on a device, and you have to go design your Bitmoji there and know your login. So if you've done that, then you can do a Google search for Bitmoji Chrome extension, and you can find that extension. When you find an extension using a Google search, you should see an Add to Chrome button, and it'll ask you if it has permissions, so you have to add it. And then once you've added it, it pops up here next to your URL bar, your address bar. This is where your extensions will show up, is right next to the little star where you could bookmark that page. And of course, since it's new, it wants me to log in, and I have it where it remembers me, so that's great. And now when I click on the extension, my Bitmoji will appear, and I can search for one I want and use them anywhere I could use an image. I can use a Bitmoji. So one example of how to use this would be when you're giving feedback on a student assignment, maybe in Google Slides. So anywhere I can use an image, I can use a Bitmoji. So this is an example of a student's assignment for math, and I can just click on my Bitmoji extension and look for a Bitmoji that would be like a sticker. And I can click, I can right click and copy the image, or I can actually even click and drag in some places, but I'll just copy the image and then I'll paste it right in to give this student a sticker right on their Google Slides. So the next time the student comes to their slides, they will see the Bitmoji extension or the Bitmoji pasted in. So now I have access to my Bitmojis from my device anywhere I am. All right, I'm going to stop sharing for a second to peek back at the chat. So looks like we're good. Taylor did put a link in the chat. He made a Google form just to kind of take attendance for our session today. I think he's working on a project that might let us give you some rewards or badges for attending. So if you have a chance to fill out that form, you certainly can. If you can't get it to copy and paste, looks like it's kind of a longer link, but if you can't copy and paste that form, then maybe we'll get a shorter link in there, or maybe we should just be able to have you from the list too, as long as your name is on your Zoom account. So, all right, thumbs up, everybody like the Bitmoji extension? Yeah, digital stickers, super fun. All right, so let me dive in and show you my next one. I will go back to sharing my screen. And I'm going to go ahead and do another Google search for the next Bitmoji. So that's usually how I find them. You can just go to the Chrome Web Store and look for them, but I typically just do a Google search. And the next one I want to do is actually Emoji Keyboard. And the one I like, there's lots of them out there. The one I like is by Joy Pixels. So here we are. It's our Chrome extension for Emoji Keyboard by Joy Pixels. If you can't tell, I like things to look cute and fun. And so these are two ways to do that. Definitely with the Bitmoji extension, but now with this extension, it looks like it's downloading. And once it's complete, it should pop right up here in my browser. Here it goes. This one doesn't require an account or a login. It is just an emoji keyboard. So when I click on it, it gives me a searchable list of emojis that I can now use anywhere I can use text. So Bitmojis can be used anywhere you can use pictures, and Emoji Keyboard can be used anywhere you can use text. So a place we use text a lot might be in Google Classroom, or perhaps in Canvas if you're using one of those LMSs. And one of the things that's kind of not visually appealing about these two LMSs is just everything just looks kind of static. There's not a lot of variety to the way things look on your classwork page or on your modules page. Everything's just kind of text-based. And so with Emoji Keyboard, you can actually add a little pizzazz with some of that. So I'll just do this little Monday Flipgrid check-in assignment I have, and I'll just go and edit it. And then anywhere I could type text, I can insert emojis with the Emoji Keyboard. So I'm going to put my cursor right in front of the Monday Flipgrid check-in, and I'm going to click on my Emoji Keyboard. It is searchable, so I'm going to search for something that would help the kids understand that it's a video assignment. I like this classic movie camera here, so I'm going to click on that one. Sometimes it drops it right where the cursor was. Other times it just copies it for you. So that time it was one of those copy times. I can just click Control V to paste that in. And it can even be in the text in the instructions. So I've just told them, hi class here. And if I want to, I can insert a little emoji wave. And again, it copied that for me. So I just Control V to paste. And then when I save that assignment back on my class work page, we start to get things that are a little more visually appealing. So in our directions and in our assignment titles, you can do that. You can even put Emoji Keyboard into your topics if you want to show them topics. Maybe I want to really draw attention to this topic. So if I go, let me edit that topic, rename the topic, then maybe each week I would come in here and let's do a star, because this is the one we're really working on this week. Ignore all the rest of them. They're over. And I can put that star and paste it right in. That way, this topic is really getting some attention. All right, so that's just oh, it works in Canvas too. I was going to show you guys that. So in Canvas, on your module page where it says your overviews and all your lessons, if you go and edit those, because this is a place you can put text, you can paste into Canvas as well. So I can update that, and then you see our Canvas module page starts looking a little more visually appealing to us and to students. So two kind of fun ways to just pizzazz things up a little bit with Bitmoji extension and then Emoji Keyboard extension. Thumbs up if you like those. See some thumbs out there.
I have a question.
Yeah, I'll take a question.
I think I came in just a couple minutes late. How do I get that Joy Pixels added on?
Okay, so I'll be happy to demo that again. It's great.
I'm sorry, guys.
No worries. Always a good way to see how you add an extension. So an extension, again, for those of you who joined us a few minutes after we started, is just a little tool inside Google Chrome. When you add an extension, it shows up to the right of your address bar, kind of over here. So I already have Bitmoji and Joy Pixels. If you ever get an extension you don't want anymore, you can right-click it and choose Remove from Chrome. So I'm going to do that with Joy Pixels so I can show one more time how to add it. The quickest, fastest way, I think, is just to do a Google search for that particular extension. So if you're looking for extensions, I'll do Emoji Keyboard Joy Pixels. And then if you type the word Chrome, usually that search result will come up really quick. You're looking for the one that says chrome.google.com. And so I'll open that. When you open the Chrome Web Store and it's on the Emoji Keyboard Joy Pixels extension, there's a blue button for you to just add to Chrome. So you can click on Add to Chrome, and then you get to add the extension. It'll do a little download and it'll install. Sometimes it pops up really fast, sometimes it takes another minute or two, but it will show up right to the right of your address bar once you have it. All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions about Bitmoji or the Emoji Keyboard? Deanne, you want to ask a question? Sure.
We are using Seesaw. Can you use that? Will it transfer into Seesaw also?
Any place you can use text, so any place you can type in Seesaw, yes.
Okay.
And with Bitmoji, any place you can use an image. You could
Okay.
put a Bitmoji image. So yes, those will work in Seesaw too. I think Shelly's maybe going to highlight a little something in Seesaw here in a second, so that will be great.
Okay.
All right, I'm actually going to pass control over to Shelly for a minute. I'll keep kind of monitoring the chat, but Shelly is going to dive into a couple of her favorite extensions.
All right. Good morning, everyone. Thanks, Toni, for sharing those extensions. I have two that I want to share. And I saw in the chat and in one of your questions, Toni, some people specifically asking about Seesaw. So the first extension that I'm going to talk about is the Seesaw extension. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And it's opening up to, Toni had talked about how she just uses Google search to find the extensions. I'm actually in the Chrome Web Store, and I typed in Seesaw and it brought up the Reflect in Seesaw extension. This extension has been around for a little bit, but I think it's been hiding. I'm not sure many people know what it is or how it can be used. So I want to share a couple of ideas with this. With the Seesaw extension, you can create posts outside of Seesaw. So I know your Seesaw users are thinking, what? We can make a Seesaw post and not be in Seesaw? Yes. And the way that we do this is by using the extension. So I want to show you how that works. For example, if I were a teacher who's using Seesaw, and as a teacher, I wanted to use the Seesaw Reflect extension, I might go ahead and create a post that all of my students could see, but the post might not necessarily be an activity. I'm going to create a post that might be an announcement, that could be the weekly overview that we're doing in Seesaw, or that could be a support, a modification, or an accommodation for a student. Okay, so I'm sorry if you're hearing my pup. I want to show you how that would work. So for example, let's say that I have created a page or an announcement for my class for Seesaw. And I know a lot of you are using those announcements where you're sending it in text to your parents, but you can use this extension to put it as a post in Seesaw. So I've just gone into Google Slides and I just am using actually a template. It's a bulletin board template. It has some class announcements on it. I might put who's our birthday of the week or the student of the week, and I can go ahead and insert a picture. I could use my Bitmojis here, Toni. I could put whatever I want on this slide. And when I'm ready to bring it into Seesaw, I'm going to click on my extension and I'm going to choose Capture Selected Area because I don't want everything. So I'm just going to grab this little bulletin board. And now it magically opens up Seesaw for me and puts me into creating a product for Seesaw. I can take the screenshot that I brought in, I can make it bigger or smaller, and here's where the real benefit comes in. I can use all of the tools in Seesaw. So if I wanted to, I could do a recording and I could talk about our announcements. I could also do a recording using the voice caption feature down here, if that's what I wanted to do. I can also add text. So I could bring in some more features outside of the Google slide, or I'm sorry, yes, the Google slide. And I can even bring in the shapes. And now my post is ready to go to my class. When it's ready to go, I can pick my class, but not only that, I can differentiate. I can send this to my whole class, or I could send it to specific students. Okay, so maybe I'm just going to send this one to the sample student, but I could send it to my whole class, click, and it's right into Seesaw. Okay, another way that you could use Seesaw for reflection, I have seen in some courses where students are assigning, or teachers are assigning students RAS kids. They're doing something in RAS kids, but then they're coming back to Seesaw to say, I did it, or it's done. But what if we did something like this? Instead of just having the student or parent acknowledge that they went and read or did something in RAS kids, what if the kids opened up the page and they went to RAS kids and the students are now using the extension, because students can use this extension as well. The student grabbed a page they were reading. It'll drop it into their Seesaw. And once the student brings that in, the student has the same tools available. Maybe the student could actually read what's on the page and the teacher could check for fluency. Or maybe the student could identify verbs, or maybe they're working on rhyming words. I'm not sure what it is. Whatever idea the teacher wants to do some deeper reflection or deeper work with what happened in RAS kids, now the student can come in here and add, draw, whatever else it is to show a deeper understanding of what they did in RAS kids. And just like the teacher posts, when the student is done, they will click on the green check mark. That post will then go into their classroom and the teacher can see not just that they did RAS kids, but what they learned from reading that story or whatever the topic was. And that works on any website. If you're using Seesaw and you're sending kids out to another website, but then having them come back to acknowledge they did it in some way, what better way than to use this extension? So the extension is good not just for teachers, but also for students. Okay, I think I had more I was going to show you. This is an example of a weekly overview. I was playing in, this one's in PowerPoint, but here's a weekly overview. You know, we want to give the students and the parents kind of a quick view of what's going to be happening for the week. So I just made this one real quick. We can go ahead, click on the extension, bring it in the same way we did the other two. As long as it's in the browser, whatever it is, you can bring it into Seesaw. Now, I talked a little bit about maybe using
Shelly,
yes?
I'm so sorry to interrupt. I can't see where your where your cursor is when you're saying that. Like, I can't see where you're going. Are you showing us, or am I missing it?
Can you guys see? Can you see? I'm at post to Seesaw.
Okay, now I can see it up there. Okay.
Okay, right there's the little extension. Sorry about that.
No, that's okay. Thank you so much.
Okay, and I'll click on it just to be sure, because you can capture your whole screen, or you can just capture the piece of it that you want. Okay, so I want to show you one more example where we can maybe do some accommodations or modifying something for specific students. So for example, you could have an activity in Seesaw where students are going to look for information about a certain topic, or they'll research a certain topic. So they're going to go to a website on their device, and I'm just going to go to, I'm going to type in bears because we're researching bears. Now, I wouldn't do this with kids. I'd have them go into Kiddle or something more appropriate than Google. But if I bring up, oh, we got Chicago bears. There we go. We can have some text to work with. And the idea is for students to read some information and maybe react to it in some way. What I could do is I could grab this information about bears, and I'm just going to do selected areas. I just want this piece, which is quite a bit and not appropriate for K through 2 if you're using it. So it brought me back into the same post because I didn't publish it. I'm going to just delete that for now. So that tells you can do multiple screenshots in the same post. Once I bring in this post, and let's say this is something I want students to read to me, or I want students to understand. If I know, gosh, you know what? I have 3 students who are just not going to be able to read this. I need to read it to them. What you could do, bring in the text, choose record here. If you choose record here, you can also annotate while you're reading, so you could highlight some words or mark some things to stand out for that student you're supporting. Or you could click on the captions and do a voice caption. Right now I'm recording, and what I could do is just read bears are, and go on and continue and read this passage for them. And when I'm done, underneath this post, this student is going to have the option to not just read the passage. I'm going to pick, only certain students are going to get this one now because I'm just supporting certain students for this. And that student will be able to not just have words, but also have it read to them. So the Seesaw extension, the Seesaw for Reflection, can be used in a number of ways, and those are just a few I wanted to share with you. I have
Shelly, there's a question about, can you use that extension to help you create an activity to assign to students?
Oh, great question, because I was thinking about this just the other day. What a neat way to create activities outside of the normal way you create them in Seesaw. Yes, because you can bring in an activity, put in a link to a YouTube video or whatever video you want to bring in, and put the directions right on that post, and then publish it, send it to whoever needs it to be assigned to them. Yes, you can do it.
Thanks.
Also, I don't know, Toni, did I mention that we can bring Bitmojis in here?
You didn't show that, but you want to show it real quick. I think they would love to see how Bitmojis could work with Seesaw.
So one of the ways that the way you used the Bitmoji in Google Classroom as part of feedback, I thought was fantastic. And we can do that in Seesaw too. When a student submits an assignment, normally in Seesaw, I'm kind of limited to giving it a like or putting in some kind of verbal comment or text comment. But teachers can also go into that submitted assignment and edit it. So this is the actual student work. I am the teacher going to give feedback by editing it. And this is a way that if I have my Bitmoji, you know, when we click on the camera, we can bring in a screenshot of our Bitmoji, or we can bring in, if we've saved our Bitmoji, and put our Bitmoji on here. Teachers, you can also put text on here to respond, well, you needed, this is a great idea, keep going. You can bring in shapes quite easily. So you can also do voice and document where you want to give the specific feedback. And when you're done, you just save it. Goes back to the student, and now the student has feedback right there on their completed work, and the Bitmoji would be there beautifully. Okay. Any more questions about that, Toni?
Looks like we're good. Kelly Jenkins said she gives audio comments too. So in using that, the captioning or the microphone there on the student work, and just recording a little comment for them so they can go back and listen to it. Great ideas.
Lovely personalized instruction. So that was reflection for Seesaw. We have one more that we want to show you very quickly, and that is Immersive Reader. So if any of you have students in your class who struggle to read, or who struggle, have any kind of reading difficulty, we can use Immersive Reader. I'm going back to this Bear page to show you how we can use Immersive Reader. Now, if you go to the Chrome Web Store and you type in Immersive Reader, you will get Immersive Reader on websites. It is not the official Immersive Reader from Microsoft, but it's kind of exactly the same. This is the one you're looking for. And once you have it added, it's this tiny little one, and it says read text on this page. And what this does is it allows you to go to any website, select the text, and right-click that text and choose help me read this. It opens it up into Immersive Reader. Now I have some settings on my Immersive Reader. You see I have a black screen because that helps the words stand out for me more, but I can change that. Let me see, I need to move you, Toni. There we go. I can change that to any color. There are more features inside Immersive Reader, but the main thing we see teachers using it for is clicking this play button and having text read to the students. This works on any website. A lot of teachers are using Google Docs or Google Slides, and Immersive Reader does not work with a doc or a slide because it's not a website. But there is a workaround that you can use with Google Docs. It doesn't work on Google Slides, I'm sorry to say, but it does work on Google Docs. If you create a Google Doc, and I have a sample one here, I just called it Science Assignment, and this is something that I want the kids to do, but I know I have a couple of students who might need help reading this. What I can do is I can publish the Google Doc as a website. And once it's a website, then I can use Immersive Reader. And in order to do that, you would just click on File, publish it to the web. Here's the link. And this is a link if I were in Google Classroom or Canvas, that's the link that I would copy in. Now it's just this piece because that's how it's coming up in website format. But if I select that text and right click, Immersive Reader will read it to me. Okay. We have a lot more features available in Immersive Reader. The ability to translate, the ability to change the look and style of the font and of the background. But the main ones we have seen teachers focus on are the read to, and also if we go into reading preferences up here, the ability to translate this information into another language. So if mom and dad are helping and I can't read this in English, I'm going to translate this whole document into Spanish, just like that. So if you're not familiar with Immersive Reader or with Seesaw Reflection and any of the other extensions that we use, Toni, Bitmoji and Emoji Keyboard, please be sure to reach out to your digital learning specialist. We can give you more help and support on these. And back to Toni, unless we have questions.
All right, I don't see any more questions. Oh, so there is a question from Claire Shoup. It sounds like something the students need to add as their own extension. How do we give them the immersive reader option? So Claire, the awesome thing is that extension has already been pushed out for all students. So if they are signed into the Chrome browser, teachers and students, you should see that immersive reader extension already there. We are trying to have that pushed out, and I think Jennifer Canizares is going to put in a ticket to have the Seesaw one pushed out as well. But that is how they do have to do it. It is something you would have to teach the students how to do. So once they have the extension, maybe make a little screencast where you show them how to use it on your particular assignment. Just showing them how to highlight text, showing them how to right click and choose help me read this would be a great tip. All right. We would like to spend maybe the next few minutes with you sharing some of your favorite Chrome extensions. And how we can do that is if you'll just go ahead and drop those in the chat, then Shelly or I can take turns kind of showing those. All right, I see Screencastify. We can certainly do that one. I'm going to make a little list here so I'll know how to go back once I start sharing my screen. Screencastify is great.
Tony, I see there's a question in the chat about have the reading or dyslexia interventionists been trained on these extensions? I'm thinking probably Immersive Reader. I think it would depend on the campus or depend on individually if they've reached out for that. We do have the resources kind of available all over. What do you think, Tony?
Yeah, I don't think there's been any official training on it with that group in particular. But if that group is interested in some training, I think they could reach out to our department, and we'd certainly do some training for them. All right, so looks like some dropped here. I see QR code creator and Grammarly. And then someone asked about shortener, a URL shortener. So I will see if I can play around with those for a second. If you have some more, keep dropping them in the chat, but I'll go and share my screen and we'll go look at Screencastify. This one is great for recording your screen or with your camera too. And so I think I already have it installed. I just have it hidden. I have a lot of extensions, and so sometimes I hide them. And you can do that too. I'll show you where you can hide an extension. Let me drag it back up here so we can see it. So if you get too many extensions out here next to your URL bar and you don't like all of them there, you can hide them in your 3 dots. And you can do that by right-clicking. And then when you right click, there's a hide in Chrome menu. That means hide it in the 3 dots. So I can hide Screencastify in the Chrome menu. And then if I decide, oh, I don't want it hidden anymore, I want to bring it back out, I can actually click and drag it back out of that hidden menu. So this is my Screencastify extension. Sometimes when we're zooming, it gets a little weird because I'm using my camera for 2 different things. But Screencastify is just a really great screen or camera recorder. The free account is somewhat limited, but you can upgrade right now for free, and I will drop that that coupon code that you need to upgrade your account for free so that you can have unlimited recordings. I'll drop that in the chat really. Stop sharing. If you go to Screencastify and go to your account and you type in cast_COVID, I just sent that to Jennifer instead of everybody. Cast_COVID will let you unlock Screencastify Unlimited right now. So you can go and activate your account. If you're a person who's been using Screencastify and you just paid for it recently, I do know a couple teachers who were able to reach out to them and say, hey, I'm a teacher and I paid for it, but I have the coupon code. Can I get a refund? And they got a refund. So you do not have to pay for Screencastify and get it for free, which is awesome. Cast COVID is that coupon code. Someone mentioned a QR code creator. And so QR code extensions can be great. I don't know which specific one we want to look at, but if I go to the Chrome Web Store, this is how you can go and look and see what other extensions are available. So you can just go to the Chrome Web Store and search. So let's do a QR code generator.
Hey Tony, while you do that, there was
Yeah.
a question. We had some participants questioning, what do you think there are advantages between using Screencastify and Loom?
Okay. So just a quick comparison. I have both. So I will just like show you up in my extensions bar up here. I had them hidden, but I have both of them. I will tell you that Screencastify automatically saves everything to your Google Drive. Those videos can take a while to process, although that has gotten much better over the course of the last couple of weeks. So for a while, there was a really big processing delay with Google, and now that processing seems better. So if you like things organized and saved in your Google Drive, Screencastify is awesome. If you don't want to have to worry about saving it in your Google Drive or having it shared, then Loom saves it in your Loom account. And you can always go back to your Loom account to see those. Let's see if I can get back signed into Loom. I don't know why it signed me out. Occasionally extensions do that. Let's go. I have to be on a page that I can record with Loom. That is one of the little tricky things about it. If you're on a new tab page or like the Chrome Web Store, it doesn't want to record. But you can go to your Loom account and see all of your videos there. With Screencastify, I'm not sure if you can see like comments and reactions, but with Loom, you can have that turned on, so that you can keep track of how many people are watching your videos, and you can see comments and reactions. So here's one that I just made the other day. So if I go and open that, I can see that it has one view. And as students are watching, they can actually use these little reaction buttons, and you would see those reactions. You don't necessarily know it's them watching it. It's pretty anonymous, but you get to kind of see those as you do that. So Loom has a little bit different features. I think they're both great tools. For webcam recording, if you want people to see your face, I think Screencastify is better, because in the Loom, your face is in a little bubble, or your document camera, if you're using that, is in a little bubble, and it can be hard. The video itself is rectangular, but when you're recording, all you see is that little circle. So I hope that helps that little bit. I think there's a place for both of them. You have to kind of decide which one has the features you like best. So I just did a quick search in the Chrome Web Store for QR code generator, because this one was on there, and there are lots of them. And the thing about extensions is they get a little finicky from time to time, so you kind of have to see if the one that you pick is going to work. I typically look at the rating. These both have pretty good ratings, and so I'll add this one-click QR code generator, and we'll just see if it works well. So let me go to a web page I might want a shortcut to. So let's see. Let's go to Nat Geo Kids. Maybe I want to make a QR code to this for students to go do some research, post it in the classroom. So yeah, I just clicked it one time. It put the URL at the top, and then it gave me the QR code right here. I can right click and save that image, or copy the image and post it somewhere else. So that was a really quick one. And that one is the one offered by PIP Inc. So that's a great one. Someone else asked about a URL shortener. I will tell you the one that I like the best, the URL shortener that I use is bit.ly, bit.ly. You can go make a free account in bit.ly. Let me see if I can get logged in. Log in. The nice thing about bit.ly is it saves all of your short URLs, so you can go back and see them. They're all saved in your bit.ly account. And bit.ly does have a Chrome extension. Unfortunately, it does not seem to be working very well on a Chromebook. So if your Chromebook is your only device, the extension doesn't work very well, but you can always come to the website to create an extension here. And so that same example we just had, if I want to send them to this Kids National Geographic page, but I want a shorter link, I could come to Bitly and click create. I can paste in my long link. I can add a title, so I can call this Nat Geo Animals. And then it gives me a link automatically, but if I want, I can customize it. It does have to be unique. So I will try Nat Geo 2020 and see if that works. If you click save and that's already taken, it won't work, but it does say that has been edited. So now I can just copy that link and I could go paste that short link somewhere else. So I really like Bitly because it keeps track of my links for me. So if I'm like, oh, I made a short link for that already, I can go back and get it again. And there is a Chrome extension, but I'm on my Chromebook right now and the Chrome extension was not working earlier on my Chromebook. I don't know why. All right, I see Taylor keeps dropping a short link in the chat too. We're trying to just keep an attendance of who came today. So if you wouldn't mind opening your browser window and going to gg.gg/chromebite, then and just fill out a quick form just to let us know you were here today. Brenda did a shout out for Nat Geo Kids. Awesome. I think that's a great site to send kids to.
Tony, I think we've been
Let's.
having some people wanting to know about iBoss.
All right. Yeah, so you very well may be seeing iBoss if you are signed in with your Google account. You might see this iBoss extension up here, and iBoss is just it's a tool that is part of our Chromebook management and our Google account management. So it has some features that may be enabled at another time where it could do some really cool stuff for us. But right now it's just part of the management system. And honestly, if you just right click and choose hide it in your Chrome menu, you just don't even have to worry about it. It could just hang out there. But that's all it's for. It's just part of our Chromebook management system. Oh, did I lose screen for that? I didn't share it, but hopefully you guys found iBoss up there and you can just hide that. It's just part of that management system we have. All right, we have just a couple minutes left. If there's anyone else that wants to share something. Melanie Way shared something, a Chrome extension called Insert Learning. I have seen this one, but I have not played a lot with it. But I'll go over and show that one really quick. So Insert Learning will let you make pretty much any web page interactive. So you can add instructional content to a web page. So I can go add that extension and it will have me sign in or sign up with my Google account. I'll choose I'm a teacher. Oh, name of my class, Highlander. So that, I've got to choose all of these lovely things. I'll be a kindergarten teacher today. Looks like a pretty easy setup. And then it looks like I already had another lesson in there too. But now that I have Insert Learning installed, if we go back over to this animal one, I should be able to click on Insert Learning and I can actually put a question on this page and then I can send, here's my question. Summarize the above text. There's no text above this, but you get it. I can create that and then I can actually go to Insert Learning and share this link with my students so that they see the questions and answers. So you can actually make web pages interactive with Insert Learning. And Melanie Way, who shared that, may have even better tips and tricks about it. Melanie, is there anything you want to say? You're welcome to unmute your mic and about Insert Learning.
Hey guys, yes. It is really cool. I've watched YouTube videos. There are a lot of YouTube tutorial videos on this, and what teachers have done with it is pretty incredible. You can insert you on a video into the web page, which is really cool. And you can put in like little quizzes in there too. And there's just all kinds of stuff you can insert on to the actual web page. And all kids do is they go to that web page, they go through the web page, they read about it, and then you can insert a little pop-in video. They watch the video, and then they continue on through the web page. Maybe they read a little paragraph on the web page, and then you have a question for them that they have to answer, and then they continue on through the web page. So it's pretty cool. I really liked it.
And you do get to see the students' responses somewhere in your Insert Learning dashboard, I'm pretty sure. Somebody asked that, and I would have to watch some YouTube videos to see how it all works, but it's definitely a neat tool.
Yes, and I think it also integrates with Google Classroom too. I think you can upload to Google Classroom.
Very cool. All right, it looks like we are at the end of our time. We're so happy that you joined us today. I think Taylor has that link in the chat. If you didn't get a chance, just give us a quick go to gg.gg/ChromeBite and just let us know that you came. He's working on a little, I think, reward for those who are attending our Innovative Bites. We really appreciate your time today and hope to see you again. Be sure and check the hub for our upcoming sessions, and enjoy your day.
Thank you for joining us for this Innovative Learning Bite on Chrome extensions. Birdville ISD employees, don't forget to connect with the Innovative Learning Bites Canvas course for more information on badges that you can earn. Those of you outside of Birdville ISD who would like to learn more, follow the hashtag BirdvilleLearns or go to the website birdvilleschools.net. Thank you all for joining, and we'll see you next time.